really working to move every joint in the body today. And these are joint freeing movements and they can be done by anybody. Just be mindful if there's injury in the shoulder joint here. And then pause and go back the other direction. So a few nice big circles here again. I don't know if the audio is picking up the rain outside. It's absolutely lashing. Nice to be inside. Let's make one more circle here with the elbows and then bring them back into center. From here, stretch the arms out to the side and then relax the shoulders. Turn the palms down and behind you and then breathe in, turn the palms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, the palms turn down and behind you. Breathe in to turn them up. Let's do one more. Exhale, down and around, and inhale, bring them up. And then bring the fingertips down to the outside of the hips. On your inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, lean and stretch over to the left. So really think about planting your right sitting bone down into the mat here. Breathe in to come back into center and exhale to release. Now inhale, pick up the other hand, reach it up and exhale, lean and stretch. So this time we're anchoring down through the sitting bone on the left hand side. Don't worry if you do one side, the left side and the right, or the right and the left. It really doesn't matter. We do everything on both sides anyway. And then as you breathe in, come back into center and exhale to release. So you can start moving like that with your breath, using the inhale to reach up, the exhale to lean over. Then an inhale to come back into center and an exhale to release. Or you might start to just flow from side to side and just find your own tempo with the breath. Usually what will happen here is we'll breathe in as we're coming back through center and then exhale to lean to the side. We're working here on some lateral spinal movements and to get a little bit of length into the side of the body. It's one area of our body we actually don't stretch very often in our day-to-day lives. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is a skeleton that's beside me. His name is Mr. Bones. Good, and let's finish on the left side. And then use an inhale to bring yourself back into center and exhale to release. So just notice how the shoulders are feeling now. Rest the hands down onto the thighs and then roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. So it's almost like we're a rag wringing out the tension, that really nice squeezing type movement going on here in the shoulders. And then gently release them down and set an intention now to keep the shoulders away from the ears, not just during the practice but throughout your day and hopefully into next week as well. So from here, breathe in to reach the arms up overhead. You can even look up here if the neck will allow. As you exhale, take the hands down to the heart center in a prayer position. Inhale to reach up, gathering energy, gazing up. Exhale, draw that energy inwards. Might even soften the gaze here. Breathe in, circling up. Draw the belly in and exhale, the hands come to the heart center. Last one like this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, the hands come all the way back down and release. So from here, bring the fingertips to the outside of the hips. On your next inhale, reach the arms up again. Exhale, twisting around to your right side. So placing your hands, your right hand behind you onto the mat, or if you've got something to put your hand on, like if the cushion is there, or you might have a book or something, you can raise the hand up. In particular, if you feel like you're leaning back in this pose. So we want to really imagine that we're lengthening up through the crown of the head and then twisting the body from that area around the ribs. So it's like the thoracic spine area we want to twist. Breathe in, sit up a little taller, and breathe out, twist. So moving into this twist with awareness, we're really just warming up the body here and finding our range of motion within the body. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. And then use your next inhale to bring yourself back into center and exhale to release. Fingertips come back to the outside of the hips. Breathe in to reach up, so we're growing tall, and exhale, twisting to the other side. Again, make sure you're not leaning right down into the back hand. You can even be up on tented fingers. So tented fingers is when you're up on the fingertips. Breathing in, sit up tall, and now as you breathe out, move into that twist with awareness. So really just noticing where you're feeling this in your body. Starting to tune into the muscles to the energy of the body. So can you soften the body with each exhale? Breathing in, growing a little taller, and as you exhale, moving into that twist one more time. And then use your next inhale to bring yourself back to center, and exhale to release. So from here, the legs are definitely stiff by now. Stretch them out in front. Ooh, might move back a little bit. So I'm still sitting on my cushion, and you can still be on yours. You might even be against the wall at this stage. So if your back is really tired and tight and you need support, then sit against the wall if it's close to you. But try not to scoop the belly or to lean back. We want to stay sitting up tall here. You can always have something between your back and the wall, so maybe another cushion if it's available for you. And then from here, bring the awareness down to the toes. So start to wiggle the toes. See, can you move each toe individually? It's pretty impossible. Give it a go. And then from here, point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Really nice. And then widen the feet a little bit and start to make circles with the ankles. So even though we're making those circles with our ankles, look what's happening in the rest of the leg. There's movement happening up here in the hip joint. So we're starting to find that lovely rotation in the hip joint of the ball and socket. And then go back the opposite direction. That noise is my feet on the floor, in case you're wondering. And then bring the feet back into center. From here, bend the knees. So take the soles of the feet onto the mat, and you can come off whatever you're sitting on at this point, and then lean back behind you. And then from here, let the knees fall from side to side. So windshield wiper action. And noticing again in your body, where are you feeling this? What's moving in your body? Where do you feel stuck? And you can even try here widening the feet a little bit and notice how that makes a difference. So the knees might come down a little bit more as you're going from side to side. And that can feel really nice. You might even start to look over the opposite shoulder as the knees come down. And this is a great massage for your glute muscles. They're the muscles of your bum. They're often really neglected and they can get really, really tight. And then bring yourself back into center. From here, take the soles of the feet together. So again, you can sit back up on your cushion or whatever support you have if you like. I'm just going to pop mine underneath there. And then bring the soles of the feet together. So we're in Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Now, your cobbler's pose might look a little bit different to this. It might feel better in your body to have the feet further away, and that is okay. You might feel that you can move the heels a little bit closer to the sitting bones, and that's fine too. I'm kind of going about halfway in between here. And then I'm taking my hands down onto my ankles. So I'd avoid grabbing onto the feet here, as that can kind of sometimes make you go forwards and scoop the belly and collapse into the spine. So we're thinking about sitting up really nice and tall. So that's why I'm taking my hands gently onto my shins instead, or onto the ankles. And then begin to move the knees up and down. Really nice and slowly. Just noticing what's happening here in the hip joints, noticing how it feels. Good, and then let the legs relax out to the sides for a few breaths. So if you have some more cushions around, you can take them and pop them in underneath the legs if you like. If you've got yoga blocks at home, they're great because you can have them right underneath the legs, and this will help the legs to relax outwards and to stretch into the inner line of the leg. If you don't have props, it doesn't matter, but if you feel this is too intense, then move the legs out a little bit, or you might sit back with the legs crossed. So you decide what's happening in your practice. And then from here, taking the awareness to the low belly and to the spine. As you breathe out, rock back on your sitting bones. It's almost like you're tucking the tailbone under, and allow the chin to come down to the chest. So now your spine is in a lovely spinal flexion. It's like a C curve. As you breathe in, come forwards on the sitting bones. You can hold the ankles here to help you. Send the chest forwards, and maybe you look up towards the ceiling, but relax the shoulders and the face. As you breathe out, rocking back on the sitting bones. Now scoop the belly. Chin comes down to the chest. Breathing in, opening across the heart center. Gaze up. Exhale, rocking back. Breathing in, broaden the collarbones, sit up tall, then extend the spine, look up. Let the hands help you on the calves. Exhale, rocking back. Let's do 2 more like this. Breathing in to come forwards, extending the spine. Exhale, flexing the spine, chin comes to the chest. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then breathing in, bring yourself back into center. And we'll release the legs. So take the hands to the outside of the legs. They might feel like 2 creaky doors now, bringing them back into center. Draw them back in, so help them along. And just give them a minute here. Step the feet out in front. If you're on that cushion, pop yourself off of it. And then allow the knees to fall from side to side. So gentle movement here again. I love this movement. Windshield wiper, it's my favourite. If you come to my classes, you'll know I do it in every single class. And then bring yourself back into center. Just notice how the hands are as well after leaning on them there for the few moments. You can take one more big long stretch up. Circle out the wrists. And then bring the hands together, draw them down to the heart center. And prepare for Shavasana. So for Shavasana, or your relaxation, all you really need is a cushion. You might like to have a blanket for over you as well to keep you warm, or you can have a roll blanket or a pillow underneath your knees as well. I generally take Shavasana lying down on my back, so in corpse pose. I take the feet to about hip width apart, and the skeleton's in my way, and let the feet fall out to the sides. And then I take my hands down beside my body and turn the palms up to face the ceiling. And you can make any adjustments here or any modifications that you like. So for some people, if there's injury to the lower back or anything going on there, it's going to feel a little bit better to have the soles of the feet on the mat and the knees bent. And I think it's nice to bring the knees together and the feet wide apart, so it's constructive rest, and then the low back can really start to relax and release. And wherever you are in your Shavasana pose, close down the eyes. And just notice how the body is feeling at the end of your practice. Start to notice your breath. And then begin to let go. So first of all, just letting go of the practice. The effort of the practice. The effort that it took for you to switch this video on, set yourself up, do the practice. Just acknowledge that and then let it go. Let go of the effort of the breath. So returning to a completely natural breath that just flows really naturally. And begin to notice the mind. If there is still busyness in the mind, chitter chatter, see, can you quieten that voice within yourself? And begin to give yourself the permission now to switch off for these few moments. Allowing the whole body to be heavy, to be still, to be completely relaxed. Grounding down